Welcome. We are live with Outschool Live, and I've got multiple friends with me today, so it's even more exciting. My name is Megan, and I work in the parent community, and I've got Fernando and Allie. I'll have them introduce themselves in just a moment. But we are here. This is a new program that we are running, and it's essentially a concierge class finding service where you have the three of us at your disposal for the next half hour to find your perfect class. So if you've looked through the class catalog and closed the tab thinking, nope, can't find, nope, not searching through that, we will do it for you and we will find something awesome for you. If you are not familiar with Outschool, we are an online learning platform for learners ages 3 to 18, and we have over 140,000 live classes, which is why we're here to help you sift through them and find one.
Through.
Exactly. We will help. Fernando, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and then we'll pop over to Allie. What's your Outschool jam, Fernando?
Well, my name is Fernando. I'm the community guy. So I help create programming to engage our parents and our learners and help connect you with some of our expert educators on the was it 140,000 classes?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Just a
Live classes from small groups to one-on-one tutoring to everything in between, whatever you can imagine, maybe. But so I'm really excited to be here, especially as we're trying out new ways to find out how we can help our parents. So I'm very curious, even if your parents aren't looking specifically for a class, like what are the kinds of things that parents are interested in finding out? So I guess that's my current jam right now is I want to find out, how we can help parents who are, who are dedicated to educating their learners. So that's my jam.
When you said something about like everything in between, I got a request the other day through the social media channel for a hula hooping class. And when I entered it, I thought, oh, this might be the thing where they finally get us and I don't have something to recommend.
No. The chance.
We have a hula hooping class. So there is, of course we do. Allie, how about you? What's your Outschool story?
My Outschool story. So my name is Allie, and I am on the community team at Outschool. Some of you watching maybe may know me as the voice behind the Outschool Insider program, which is a shameless plug to join our Outschool Insider program, which is essentially our brand ambassador program. So if you're super passionate about Outschool and you love telling your Outschool story to anyone who will listen, it's a great program. I can figure out how we can maybe display the information of how to apply. I don't know if I can do that. Megan and Fernando, you can help me.
I can work on that for you.
Awesome. And yeah, so it says professional class finder, and that is a boastful term for what I propose to be. And I'm hoping actually I'll get stumped. So looking for the most wild classes. And Megan, actually, a funny story, I was in a meeting once with a school back a couple of years ago, and someone asked me for Czech language classes on Outschool, and that was the only time that I have ever been stumped in my career as a professional Outschool class finder. So I'm hoping that maybe we'll get another one today. We'll see.
There's a few languages that we could use. Hey, if anybody's watching, if you teach Czech or Norwegian is another one that we tend, for whatever reason, we tend to get a number of people who want to learn Norwegian. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just so used to seeing things for Spanish, French, German, Latin, right? And so for whatever reason, we get a bunch of people who are looking for Norwegian. And I don't, as of the last time I checked, we didn't have a Norwegian teacher. So if you teach it, message us, right? Just comment below. And when we're done live, I will help you figure out how to apply. So I love that. So we are here. Let us know what you are looking for. If it's an academic class, if it's a social class, if it's maybe life skills, summer camp, if you're maybe exploring homeschool for the upcoming year and you're sitting there thinking, I do not have a clue where to start, which is how most people's homeschool journey begins. So you're not alone if you're feeling that way. Let us know in the comments what we might be able to find for you. We have sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'll say we do have some folks watching. Looks like we've got Cool Gamer, Stephanie, Jill Boyd, Sudbring Performance Academy, Maria Thorne, Stephanie. I already said Stephanie again, but I'm curious what their Outschool jams are.
So I can tell you for Stephanie, because Stephanie is joining us next month for a live event in the parent community. Stephanie teaches paper quilling, among other things, on Outschool.
Yeah. Oh, I just listed that.
Yes, right. And Fernando and I had this conversation, and I was trying to explain paper quilling, and I said, just Google image it, because once you see it, you'll know exactly what it is, right? So I'm not entirely sure if we have a project nailed down yet, because Stephanie was testing out some camping related quilling projects. She did a campfire that she sent me a photo of that was super cute. And so that is taking place. It is a free event that will be taking place in our parent communities next month in anticipation of the Great Outschool Campout. We're also doing we're baking s'more cookie bars. We have teacher Chiquita is coming on to talk about how we can build the perfect campfire story, an impromptu campfire story. So there's a ton of stuff going on. So I know that that's Stephanie's jam. Sudbring Performance, feel free, and Maria, feel free to tell us a bit about your Outschool story, or if you have any favorite educators on the platform. That would be awesome. And anybody who would like a recommendation for a class, it can be tough. I know I was looking the other day for things related to AI. Fernando and Ali, are your news feeds filled with articles and questions and excitement and fear all mixed into one about AI?
Absolutely. I was thinking the other day, I was like wondering if there has been another time in my life that I've seen such a kind of seismic shift in how people are talking about education and the future in general. And I think it was probably with the advent of social media. I do remember when that happened. It seemed like it was a bit slower. The rollout of innovation was slower with the way that Facebook first was open to people with, higher education email addresses, and then it sort of ballooned from there. It feels like, this time 3 or 4 months ago, people just like weren't talking as much about AI. What do you think, Fernando?
I didn't think about it, but now that you say it, you're right. It speedily, is that a word? Speedily?
It is now.
Yeah, maybe it should be.
Let's ask AI. But yeah, it was a really quick transition to suddenly being this is a cool tool to, this is the tool, or just in everyone's language. So I think that is an interesting, it's certainly an interesting topic that we even have educators teaching to online. And I think that's sometimes the surprising one thing that I really enjoy about Outschool that maybe parents might not readily know is that there are an amazing amount of creative ways to spark interest in learners, right? And there are learners who are really interested in like the futurist or sci-fi, and I'm a huge advocate for interest-based learning and play-based learning. So I just like to try to find that one element that a child likes, and then I believe that the education will come from there, right? Because as they dive spoonerism,
also a new word.
I'm full of them today.
Fernando, would you like me to find you a linguistics class? I can do that while we're waiting for a request to come in.
Yes, find me a linguistics class. Here's my challenge. Can you find me a linguistics class and find it? It has to be 12 p.m. after.
Hey, we have a filter for that on the website, so I can easily search by time zone on the website.
Yes, I can use a linguistics class.
So it's interesting, Ali, you said not since social media. But even with social media, it was slower, right?
It's not slower.
But this one probably was faster because of social media.
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking about, Megan.
So the two are probably so interconnected because news just traveled slower before social media, right?
Yeah.
And so now with it, things just take off. I mean, that concept of going viral, right? And so things take off so quickly. All right. Well, let us know. Oh, we have a new comment. What does it say? Oh, from Sudbrink. They are an org on Outschool. They offer performing arts classes with a focus on music and theater, mostly one-to-one. And then they also have 2 kids who take social classes, gaming, room cleaning. Ooh. Anybody watching need a room cleaning class?
I'm looking that up right now.
Rubik's Cube and more.
I am looking up room cleaning right now because this honestly seems like something I need to maybe take for, asking for a friend type of situation. I wish I could take a room cleaning class. Oh, wow. This is awesome. I just did a quick search on our website on outschool.com for room cleaning. And I have 1, 2, 3, let's see. Room cleaning 4. Wow. Clean up and dance. This one is really cool. Clean up and dance, hip hop dance class while you clean your room.
Okay, that's fantastic. That would make cleaning way more fun.
Yeah.
It's like when Mary Poppins sings the song, but those things clean themselves up. So that's not exactly quite the same thing, but still just as fun.
Yeah.
Stephanie has a recommendation for us. She says Angela Agranoff teaches room organization on Outschool. Oh, and we have somebody, Ali, who says they can use room cleaning classes in the comments. Let me see. Do you want to pull those links together, Ali, since you've got it up, or would you like me to? Well, first we should ask Facebook user, because that's how it comes up on our end. We don't actually see your name, or else we would certainly address you that way. What age is your kiddo who needs room cleaning classes? We can find the perfect thing for you. I'm just pulling it up and then I can apply the filter. Room cleaning lessons are great to outsource. No one wants to listen to mom about it. That certainly seems to be the vibe in my house. Right?
It's so funny.
40-year-old. The classes for 40-year-old male.
Ages 9 and 11. Got it. I'm going to pull those up now.
Right.
So while I do that, I can tell you a funny story. So one of my kids started showering in my bathroom downstairs, and I one day was like, "Why are you showering in my bathroom?" And he goes, "Our bathroom smells terrible." And I was like, "And we have a housekeeper who comes and cleans the bathroom, so I know the bathroom is hygienically clean, right?" But it turns out it's the bathroom that my 2 boys share. They leave all their dirty laundry on the floor. So because it's summertime and they go out riding their bikes and they come home and it's just, oh my goodness. And they leave and it's piling up in there. And I'm like, well, that's why your bathroom stinks. Stop showering in my bathroom and go clean up your bathroom. All right.
Or a shower cleaning class.
Yeah, right.
Also,
How'd you put laundry?
I see that Stephanie shouted out or out-shouted, as we like to say, Angela Agranoff's class. And I have to say, this looks incredible. Angela Agranoff's class it's an ongoing class, which is an unlock, which means, all the cleaning with no end in sight, which is great. Clean and organize your bedroom while having fun. And I think that's amazing. Yes, life skills class. Motivated her to throw away trash and junk in her room. It's amazing. So fun.
This one is so fun.
I'm thinking we should put some of those challenges in. Actually, we're doing in October, we're going to focus on some life skills and learner community. For parents who don't know, who aren't familiar with learner community, we have free ways for learners to connect outside of their normal classes and either meet new friends at Outschool or meet new educators that might inspire them. And we usually have group challenges, which is asynchronous, sort of like it's a safe online kid platform, the groups platform. And we'll post challenges for learners to try. So I'm thinking for life skills, a clean room challenge would definitely be up there. We can offer a prize even.
I think that's one of those ideas, Fernando, that I think will just make parents so incredibly happy and also be really fun for learners. I mean, can you think of anything more win-win? It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, we could challenge them to file our taxes, like file your parents' taxes.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder if let's see. I wonder if that might be a stump right there. Let's see if there's tax filing. Tax preparation for kids. I doubt it.
What you might find, oh my goodness, what is the teacher's name? there's a D in there, and she's got a unique name. My daughter took an MLA citations class from her. She teaches a real life math class or real world math class that comes up in our homeschool parent book club all the time. And it's about like grocery budgeting and things like that. And so I bet you taxes would be, even though it might not be a standalone class about taxes, it's all about the ways that kids use math in the real world. Because I mean, how many of us hear from our kids when they're doing, they're figuring out how much water will fill a trough in a word problem, when they're like, when am I ever going to need this in real life? And so in this math class, it is stuff that you will actually use in real life. All right.
I didn't find tax preparation. So for those of our viewers who are on the edge of their seat, hoping they could outsource their taxes to their kids, it doesn't seem possible, and probably not a great idea for many reasons, which we will not go into. But I did find Adulting 101, life skills teens need to be successful in the real world, which does include information about being a smart consumer and taxes. That's from teacher Daisha Conway.
Sure.
Is that her?
Yep.
All right. This looks like an amazing class. So for those of us needing some, I wonder, Megan, if you want to share this one in the chat too, just for anyone.
I can. I'm just finishing up.
Shoot it over to you.
I'm just finishing up one more about room cleaning. I've got 2 options that I'm popping into the chat. Whoops.
There we go. I put it into the video banner just to play with it because it seems fun.
Nice.
Oh, there's a ticker tape one thing too that you can check a box for that as well. So it feels like you're watching ESPN or something. All right. Here's the second one for room cleaning. Fernando, while I am pulling the other one that Allie sent over and getting that link all prepped and ready, would you like to offer up a little like a surprise, perhaps a little delight for our viewers?
Ooh. Well, let's. Oh, good. Now I'm feeling on the spot. Yes. Well, now I have to. give a prize.
I set you up. Yeah.
You did set me up. Well, we do have. All right. So, if you're a new buyer or a new user today that you've never tried a class on Outschool, we do have a promo code that you can use to try your first class on Outschool. And let me go ahead and see if I can pull that up in our banner here. There we go. So you can go live 10 for $10 off of your first class, or up to $10 off of your first class on Outschool. And we do have some prizes we can give away. We can give some gift cards to anybody who comments is looking for a class. We'll put it into a little fishbowl and find who we can surprise and delight with an Outschool gift card. That sound fun, Megan?
I like it. So anybody who's in this thread, if you've commented and you're looking for classes, keep an eye, because later when we do our fishbowl poll, one of us will just circle back and comment underneath your original comment, and we'll get in touch with you then offline through email to give those out. So chime in. We've got a few minutes left of our power half hour of live time. We've given out some fun class suggestions. If you are just tuning in, Fernando, Ali, and I are all team members at Outschool in the community team, and we are here to connect you in real time to any class that you might want. We said at the beginning we have over 140,000 classes on our platform, so you might be thinking, where does one start? So I will tell you a couple things. Number one, there's a ton of filters on the website where you can filter by age, you can filter by time zone, you can filter by whether you want a one-time class or a semester class. So there's a lot of ways to narrow down that 140,000. You can ask us here. We'd be more than happy to find them for you. And if you watch this on the replay and it's a week later, comment anyway. We still see them all. So, so we will gladly find you classes even outside this time slot. And you can do that. So start thinking about what is your child interested in? So here's a good one. Think about it this way. What is the thing that your child talks about nonstop until the point that you are just sitting there going, yeah, ooh, interesting, right? Fernando, you're a parent.
I'm
Are
looking
you
up poop
guilty?
classes right now.
Are you guilty of doing the same thing?
Huh?
One time we were driving in the car and I was doing the thing where I was just kind of like giving out alternate versions of the yeses, right? Like, yeah, ooh,
Really?
interesting. And then all of a sudden he goes, really? We can do that? And I was like, oh my goodness, what did I just commit to? Right. So, but there are these conversations happen. Sarah says Minecraft. Oh my goodness. Yes. Right. And where you feel like your ears are going to start bleeding because you can't handle it. We have a parent whose kid talks about soccer ad nauseum or football, depending on what side of the pond you live on. Find them a social group where they can go chat with other kids around the same age as them and they can talk soccer all day long with people who are actually really interested in it too. That's more fun than us just sitting there kind of acknowledging them. The other thing is, what could your child use a bit of help in? It's summertime in the northern hemisphere. If they slid into home just barely by the skin of their teeth in math last semester at the end of their last grade, let's figure out how we can kind of keep their skills sharp, how we can get them ready for whatever grade they're going into in the fall, with some classes. One of my kids started today his summer slide math series that's preparing him for geometry in the fall. So we have tons of that. It can really be just about anything. In the meantime, I'm going to pull a Minecraft class for Sarah. Sarah, what age are you looking for Minecraft? If you'll let us know, we can find something awesome sauce for your kiddo. What are your boys into, Fernando?
Oh man. Oh, right now they're going through a history curriculum, or I don't even remember the name of it, but they go and they travel through time. Each like unit or each chapter, and then it takes them. It's like it sets the scene. Like you wake up, you're in a boat, and you're traveling along the Red Sea, and so they've been, I think, really into history, and that coincides with like our bedtime books that we're reading. So yeah, they've been history just in a general sense. Anything that's old,
I
like their
love
dad.
that. I'm a history nerd, so I can see that. How about you, Allie? Did you have a passion subject when you were younger? If it was like horses or art or whatever the case might be? And not to say when I said when you were younger, I didn't mean to imply that you are now senior, but more in the age bracket of the Outschool learner category, younger.
I am most certainly closer to senior than I am to the Outschool age, younger end of the age bracket. So, but thank you for that clarification.
You're very
I
welcome.
would say that it's actually, we were just talking about this on our team yesterday of like where's the origin of some of our passions. And I don't know what the origin of exactly, can't pinpoint my passion for cooking. I have a strong passion for cooking. But if I had the ability as a 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 14-year-old, really as an adult now, to just continue to hone and sharpen my cooking skills, that was, I would say, probably from an interest perspective, really where I was super passionate. From a learning standpoint, in terms of like traditional classroom learning, I got really into Greek mythology, to the point that I told my parents, when I grew up, I wanted to be, I think I used the word like a Greek mythologist. And my mom said kindly, I think that ship has sailed. I think they're like, you can't make up more Greek mythology. Like it's like that book has been closed for like a long time. But digging more into learning about the different characters and players in the Greek mythology space would have been super cool.
That would be cool. I have a thought about that, but before I get into it, I just want to ask, we have a comment about Minecraft and Animal Crossing, and I'd love to know what age the learner is that is a Minecraft and Animal Crossing fanatic, and we can send along some suggestions. So, Allie, it might be too late for you to go back and be a Greek mythologist, as you say, but there are some really cool Greek mythology classes on Outschool because you are not alone in that love of Greek mythology. I took my oldest child, now this was probably 5 years ago, and thank you for that age. I am going to pull up some Animal Crossing while we chat. I took my oldest child to a Rick Riordan book signing, who wrote Percy Jackson, which is all about Greek mythology. And the only thing that I can liken it to is like those old videos that you see of when the Beatles came to America and they were on the Ed Sullivan show, and people were like passing out. That's what it was at this book signing. It was Greek mythology loving tweens that lost their minds, right? But we have on Outschool, we have Percy Jackson Jeopardy that Beth Rusakis teaches. One of my kids took that. We have tons of Percy Jackson novel studies. We have Greek mythology creative writing classes. So if only you were a child in 2023, Allie, it would be the perfect fit for your passion subject.
If only. I know I have a question for our viewers. I would love to hear from them. Like, what would the 12-year-old version of yourself like to, maybe just for sharing purposes? I don't know if we'll be able to find a class for everything, but like, what were you into when you were 12? I'm curious. 12, give or take a few years. It's hard to remember being exactly 12. I think, what does that correspond to in terms of traditional grades? Like 6th grade, 7th grade?
Homeschool mom here. No clue.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
6th grade. I remember being 6th grade, 12.
Yeah.
Like
musical theater. Yes. Narnia books. Oh, same.
Yes.
Stand the test of time, Narnia.
Yes. We have a comment in the chat too. I don't know how I could have forgotten the infamous Johnny Walker as a recommendation for Greek mythology. One of my kids was registered for a Johnny Walker class, and then his math schedule changed and he had to drop Johnny's class. And I was so sad because if you're new to Outschool, what you might not know is there's when you go to the educator's profile, many educators have a video on their profile page where they kind of tell you a little bit about themselves, their background, their learning philosophy, their teaching style. And when I watched Johnny's video, I wanted to like live in his pocket and just follow him around and be his friend, which he's probably Googling how to take out a restraining order against me after that comment, but he's just the coolest cat around. And then we did a live event last year about writing, and I just sat there like this the whole time that he was talking because everything he said was magical. Excellent. We've got some other chats. I am going to pull an Animal Crossing link here real quick. But what do we have in the chat? We've got theater. We've got the ocean. Yes. Drawing everything, art. Yes. Musical theater. Yes, Sarah. We have so many musical theater kids on the platform.
And musical theater adults behind the scenes. Just saying.
True. Yes. I love it. The other day, Outschool was sponsoring the SEA Homeschoolers virtual homeschool conference, which it's SEA stands for Secular Educational Academic Homeschoolers. They're a really big Facebook community, and then they have some subgroups as well if you're for preschoolers, for high schoolers, etc., so that you can get really great homeschool information. And on Saturday, I was lucky enough to host a panel discussion on LGBTQIA plus inclusivity in education. And we had Dale Duncan who joined us, and he does musical theater and voice lessons. He has a Broadway social club. I mean, when you talk about there's something for everybody, I love that this exists where they come together and they talk about music and costumes and all that kind of stuff. They were all jazzed for the Tonys. So there is something for everyone. Yes, in the comments, C has a whole bunch of groups. They have their big main Facebook group, but then they have a bunch of little niche groups that break out in there. So there's plenty there. All right. Well, what do you think, Fernando and Allie? Do you think we've fulfilled our mission for the night of concierge class recommending?
I think so. I think I like that you encourage families to, you can even comment on this after it's live, right? Mm-hmm. And reach out and, you might even reach Megan herself, who can personally recommend a class, and also encourage families to reach out to the parent community as well, the Outschool parent community. And again, you can reach out to us on this video or any of Outschool's videos, and you'll get an answer from the team on how to find out more from our parent community. But Megan is a parent parent herself, and we're there to help you inspire your learners however we can.
Absolutely. And Fernando, you squeaked in your shameless plug and then mentioned about parent community. So I'm going to squeak one in too. We're starting a new book in book club this coming Sunday. It's The Self-Driven Child, and it's through our homeschool parent community. And I'm super excited about this one because on the back, you know how other authors give their thoughts on a book? It is Sir Ken Robinson himself, the person who delivered the TED Talk with the highest views out of any TED Talk on education. And there he is endorsing the book. So I am super excited. We're reading The Self-Driven Child. If you'd like more info, pop it in the comments, and we will make sure that we get you some information on how to join book club. We're a super low-key book club. If you don't read one week, you can come anyway. It's all this isn't a high-stress environment, so just come and have some fun with us. So excellent. Well, everyone have the best night. This is now a monthly event, which we're super excited about. We have Outschool live events each week. You can go back and watch recordings of the previous ones. The first one we talked about executive function skills for neurodiverse learners with Malachi Bass, which was amazing because he's genius. And then last week we talked about interest-led homeschooling, which Fernando brought up tonight. In a homeschool state that is very strict. And we had a veteran homeschool mom from New York, so strict, come on and share with us her magical secrets on how she managed to pull that off. Next week, we're going to be talking about building community for your learner on Outschool. So keep an eye on all of our Outschool live content and make comments, join our communities. We will see you soon, but we'll be back here again next month, our dynamic trio, finding the perfect classes. So have a wonderful evening, everyone.